Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I was just getting a kick out of our new opening video. For some reason, I kind of saw it in a new wave today, and I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of cute. Welcome, everybody, to Bridgewalkers. We're so happy to be here with you. It is March 19th. Oh, my gosh. It is March 19th, everybody, 2024. We're right on the bridge, if you will, of spring and of Easter and of our full moon solar eclipse that's coming in. We got a lot of energies and stuff. So we've got a great message for you today. We've got Dana Sparks here with us, who is our singer, a singer extraordinaire and brilliant wisdom keeper, and RevNed, the old hermit on the hill. You know, those old hermits, they're those wisdom keepers as well. And I'm Michele Amburgey, just trying to hold it all together, keeping all the cats in line. So today we're going to start with a prayer. And I want to do a little saging. It's just kind of a clearing and a cleansing for the new season that we're moving in. It is spring, and I know here in California we are starting to really feel it. The birdies are singing, everything's starting to bud. I have some orchids on my kitchen counter that I got up this morning, and all of a sudden there's plants on there. So it's so or flowers on there. So it's really exciting. It's we're beginning to feel it, and maybe about a year ago, Dana was talking about how when birds sing in the morning, that it sends a signal to all of life, including the plants and the flowers, like a frequency to begin to open, to begin to awaken. And this morning when I was hearing all the birdies tweeting, I was like, that's what they're doing for the spring, for the season. I could literally feel it. I'm such a beautiful message you shared with us, Dina. So that was cool. So I am doing this sacred sage today that has been blessed on my altar for all of us, and just to bring in, to clear the old. We've come through winter. We've been in our lodges. We've been in our teepees. We've been in our caves. We've been in our houses for far too long. And just to cleanse and clear for each of you, whether you're watching live or later, doesn't matter. And just you can just actually bring it over, bring that smoke over you, and just allow it to cleanse and clear what needs to be cleared. It's so beautiful because sage is such a beautiful, sacred presence. It is here, it gets rid of old stagnant energies, and it can even clear up, kind of like entity connections, stuff like that. It clears the mind, it clears the body, it clears the sinuses. I know a lot of times in lodge, I would always have to have my fresh sage with me to make it through. I had to breathe through that and cool it down a bit because I'd be like, I can't take it anymore, and I'd always whip it out. Such a beautiful Davic being, and such a blessing that we have. So there we go, cleansing, beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and let it burn right here. Let whatever else you want to share with us, Sagey or Sweet Sagey. So our topic today is get out of the box. It is spring. It is time to get out of the box because there's a lot more out there. And we're going to be talking about that today. But we're going to start with a prayer. And then we're going to move into Rev telling us about his video and enjoying the video. And we're going to do a little chit chatting. And then we're going to let Dana do his magic with his song.
Yes.
And I think he has a treat for us today. I think we got a little bit yummy deliciousness at the end here. So let's all take a nice deep breath. Let's just breathe in and just breathe out. Just allowing yourself to begin to relax. I just invite you to let go of any tension, any worries, any concerns that you may have brought in with you. And just give yourself this moment to let go of the world, let go of the box, let go of the matrix, and allow yourself a moment to just feel your heart. Feel your heart space. Sometimes it helps to put your hand or both hands over your heart chakra, right at the center of your chest, and just reconnect with yourself. Reconnect with yourself. And then we begin. Holy presence of love, I am. be with us. And today, as in all days, we ask that all that we ask for, that it be offered to all of life, that we might all find oneness in the love that we share here today. And holy presence of spring, of renewal, rebirth, of resurrection, of light, of life, and fertility, the holy presence of Goddess, of love, the all that is. We ask that you pour your presence over each and every one of us. Let us experience the beauty of the light of spring. Let us feel that presence deep within us. And let us find that light, that eternal light, that source within our own selves, our own spring. Help us to get out of the box of our own minds and free us from that which holds us back. Help us to remove the limitations. Blessed angels, holy saints, benevolent ancestors, holy ones, star families, God, Goddess, the all that is, universal mind, Christ, Holy Spirit, please be with us here this evening as we open to the energies of this time of year. And this time of year is about new beginnings. It's about the divine feminine. It's about rebirth and ascension and unity. It's about divine connection, joy, peace, harmony, balance, purity, freshness, innocence. It's about pure love. And so, holy presence of love, I am. Blessed and holy ones that we call upon, holy ones, pour your sweetness over each and every one of us. Fill us with the nectar of pure bliss. Remind us of who we are, pure love. We came from love. Love is the creator, and we are the creation of that love. We can only be pure love. We are each that sweet, innocent first light of day, that golden, soft light. That is our essence. Let us remember and bless each of us with that childlike wonder and joy. Bring spring and all that it means into all of our experiences and let them be amazing and awesome. Let the miracles of life commence. And Holy Ones, we thank you for the presence of the all and for the presence of each and every one who touches in with this video. And we just say thank you, knowing that as we ask, it is done. Amen. Aho. And so it is. Mm. I can just feel that yummy, fresh energy. I feel like a baby lamb running through a meadow. And so now, RevNed, we have video coming up. Tell us about your video. I got a little snippet on there. It's like, oh my God, it's going to be good. And I didn't want to watch it prior. I wanted to watch it fresh and new like everybody.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the wife. She always helps me creating these videos, which you never see her. But I had this thought. We were getting ready to go outside to a bridge, like we usually do, to film this. And I looked outside the other day, and it was snowing, and it was cold. And I thought, man, we have all these boxes that are going to go to recycling because we're big recyclers. And I had this idea, we'll just put all these boxes behind me and create like a set. And that's what she did. She created and designed them and put them together and taped them together. So I want to thank her. But I think a thought is when you're in a box, building your bridge can only go so far, the boundaries of that box. Okay. And there's an author, speaker, trainer, if I can say his name right, from I love the people from India. I've met so many. Vinod Shankar, I believe. Here's this quote, think widely about your options. A lot of the time, we are simply unaware of what else we could do because no one told us. We are like the proverbial frog in the well, thinking that the well is the whole world. End of quote.
Wow.
So enjoyed creating this. I really did, and it was a lot of fun with the boxes, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
Awesome. Okay, guys, here we go.
Thank you, Skyfuls, for being with us here on Bridgewalkers. This program is entitled Get Out of the Box. There's more. Rev is fascinated how we were in our mother's womb, a beautiful enclosure. Then around 9 months of camping out, we processed out into the world. Then the culture starts programming us directly and indirectly in all its various ways, and so many souls build a box or allow society to build their box for them that they can fit in, and many never get out of it. When I was managing international graduate housing at the university, there's a cemetery across the street I used to enjoy walking through and being one with all that is. Spirit would tell me this person never became who they came to be. I would hear they never found out why they were present in this 3D. They never found out all of their tags, their talents, abilities, and gifts. These souls, while on earth, never tapped their full potential and never lived fully in their divine purposes. Beautiful ones, our tags, talents, abilities, gifts, and divine purposes, and moving and flowing in our full potential are some of our most important connections to the Creator, to the cosmos. These inner links of ours are power lines for us. These precious souls whose bodies were there in the ground of the cemetery live in the box while walking and being on earth. Many of these precious souls lived in the box that society created for them. Many were not aware of the more outside of the box, and some were just fearful of the more beyond the box. Programming by society happens outside of the box and can penetrate into the box. You see, beautiful ones, of the more, when we dwell in our box, we cannot become the amazing cosmic being we came here to be. We cannot breathe of awareness and transformation like we were created to do and be. Maintaining our box protection places our mind thoughts in the box and places our heart thoughts in the box. Think of all the energies box people could utilize outside of the box to be the light they are and spread their divine cosmic energies out to creation. Box living is dividing, separating, not only with others outside the box, but with our own being that is very eternal. Box living distances us from what the celestial energies has for us. Grandpa Fool's Crow, a Lakota holy man, ceremonial chief of the Teton Sioux, taught that we need to show Wakatonka and Tonka Sheila, the Creator, our true being, to show our thankfulness and to show our appreciation to God, to the four directions. This stirs and creates amazing energies within us and around us. We cannot show the Creator and creation when inside our boxes. I observe that so many in the boxes are in their boxes because of the lack of pure love by others to them and lack of pure love for themselves. Perfect love melts fear. Perfect love dissolves fear. What are the last three letters of fear? EAR, where so much of fear enters into us. And the inner ear we all have of self-talk can create unnecessary fear. Some call this box living their comfort zone. Here are some Neil Donald Walsh words. Quote, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, end of quote. Many precious beings have had mean and dark things done to them, and they're more comfortable staying in their box, their CZB, their comfort zone box. We can assist these souls and help and encourage them to know there is so much more outside of the box for them than in their box world of CZB. The world-famous author named Anonymous wrote, quote, all progress takes place outside the comfort zone, end of quote. Anonymous must have lived in a CZB to understand this cosmic truth. It's very difficult to connect our heart thoughts with our head thoughts when we are in our CZB. It takes much energy to live and stay in our CZB, comfort zone boxes. CZB living makes it very difficult to make connections or expand our connections to the divine, to the cosmos. Mr. Buzz Lightyear here, he has a powerful truth that he shared with the cosmos to infinity and beyond. You know, at the beginning, Buzz wasn't actually a space ranger yet. He was working to be a space ranger, and it was a space ranger motto. And so he mocked it at the beginning, and then he embraced it at the end. Buzz could not become a space ranger staying in his toy box, so he went through a variety of out-of-the-box transformations, if you will. With Buzz out of his box, he's eventually partnered with Commander Alicia Hawthorne, where each shared half the catchphrase as they touch fingers as they do. You see, these space commanders could not touch one another's fingers and energize one another if they were still in their boxes. Souls of the galactic family, there is so much more outside the boxes. Beyond the CZB, yes, the comfort zone box. Moving beyond our CZB is unwrapping the gift we are. CZB living stunts our cosmic growth, stunts our inner growth of who we really are and who we are to be. We are to be light beings, beings of light. Many teach we said yes to coming here in the so-called time and space of transformation. Precious other beings need you to move beyond the comfort zone box. Creation needs you to move beyond the CZB. The Creator needs you to move beyond your CZB. What you have to offer impacts the world, influences the flowing energies of consciousness. Creation needs the fullness of who you really are. Enjoy this Bridgewalker program. Marvelous Mama Michele has her wonderful wisdom to share, and Dana Sparkles has a song in the deep more for you, and Rev will be in these delightful blend of cosmic energy somewhere. Thank you for being here. You are a cosmic mystical wonder. Beautiful space beings, as you fly around the galaxy, we can see Space Commanders Alicia Hawthorne and Buzz Lightyear saying outside of their package boxes and outside their toy boxes, you know, their CZBs, to infinity and beyond, where there is the infinite more, and each one of us beyond our boxes. To infinity and beyond, beautiful souls.
What a great video.
Buzz did a great job.
That was so good. I want to watch it again. That is so good. Shall we put the chat up so you gentlemen can see who's here? Do you guys like that?
Yes.
Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey, hey. Whoops, wait a minute. Wait just a cotton pick a minute. Here we go. Okay, so when you guys comment from now on, oh, there we go. Look, we got Cosmic B, we got Dan is here, and we've got Cosmic B, Lamar is here. Ah,
Um,
we're so happy you guys are here with us. This is so fun.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. It is.
Yeah, we so enjoy this. And you know what? Last show we were talking about doing like a Bridgewalkers backstage kind of a thing and recording our meetings. And so we did record one, but we were in the meeting for like 3 hours, and it got halfway through rendering, you know, getting ready to give me the video. And all of a sudden my whole computer went blink, blink, blink and turned off. And I was like, oh man. And then when we were talking this last time, I totally forgot to record it. So we will get that done because it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And also, another thing that we have kind of been talking about too, and I wanted to bring this up really quick before I forgot, is doing like a world day of prayer. And we talked about it, and we were wondering if anybody would be interested in doing something like that. And I don't remember what day we were talking about, but it was kind of an important day. I'm looking at my calendar right now, actually. And just to bring in more love and more light during this season that we're in, and just during these times, and we may have even been talking about it in the summer, as we get to the summer solstice, and just having a day where we all get together and just pray together and meditate together. And so, if anybody's interested in that, let us know. I love Lamar's. I'm buzzed just watching it. And Buzz Lightyear is totally my favorite. I used to, with my kids, whenever they'd be like, "Oh no 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 no," and I'd be like, "To infinity and beyond," and they'd be like, "Oh, mom."
We
So
had we had 3 grandkids here all weekend, and I told them I needed a Buzz Lightyear, so they took off down in the basement. They took off the where I'm at is Hannah's bedroom, so I only use a part of it for the studio, but it's also a bunch of toys on that side. And within a minute or two, they had Buzz in their in
it's
their hands.
so
They really
fun.
enjoyed it. But isn't Lamar like Dana's lookalike? Right?
Is
Oh,
that your
he's
doppelganger?
he's a lot prettier than me.
He's a lot prettier.
He's got yeah, he's a lot prettier. And he's smarter too, that's for sure.
I don't know. You're pretty smart, Dana. You're pretty smart. Yeah, that was
Lamar's
so
one of
good.
them Lamar's one of them guys you run into once in a lifetime. And where'd you come from? Holy cow, I love you. You're just my brother from another mother. It was immediate, when we ran
Oh,
into each other at some ceremony. It's like, oh my gosh, man, like, why did it take me so long? Well, you just, it's good making quality relations.
oh.
He's
Well,
he's
so
he's a
happy
beautiful
Lamar's
person.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And we're all going through this crazy thing that we all agreed to. I don't even know what's happening. And it's so wonderful when we can all gather together. And all of us, we all are finding our place in this space, in this moment for a reason, for these energies to gather together. And it's so cool when there's those special connections. Um, and I love it. So thanks for holding down the fort, man. Today we're talking about spring. We're talking about the new year. We're talking about this change. And one of the things that we were talking about in our meeting was about the Gregorian calendar and that what the heck happened from the 13-month program to the 12-month program. And I think Dana is going to talk a little bit more on that. But it's interesting because, you know, you originally it was on or around April 1st. April is a Gregorian name, I believe. um, but it was all centered around the feminine. Everything is around the moon. It was around the woman's moon cycles. And it's so cool because the season is all about birth and freshness and newness, and we see babies being born everywhere. It's so cool. I just love it. Everything is fresh and new. The buds on the trees, the little new shafts of grass, the new flowers on the bushes. And it's so beautiful to be in this spring and to see life returning. And it's such a powerful time. And it's related to Divine Mother because Mother Earth is absolutely feminine, but it's the life givers. The woman, the feminine, we are the life bringers. We are the life givers. We are the portal through which life happens. Now, men, you have your place, but we know it only takes you a couple of minutes, right? We carry it the rest of the time. And, women and the feminine has been greatly honored and held in high esteem and understood for the power. The feminine form brings the power of life. And it's so wonderful. And, you know, it was the spring was once celebrated to honor the goddess Oestra or Oestra, depending on what it was, which is the goddess of light. We're seeing the sky filled with more and more light. It gets light earlier, it gets, dark later. We begin to be filled with this new energy, this rebirth energy. And the number 13 is so significant because it is around the 13 moons. It's around the 13 cycles of the women. Um, and it's the moons rose and fell in these cycles, and they were natural cycles, and everything traveled with these beautiful cycles. And they're around this feminine energy because it's also related to concepts of caring for each other and nurturing and kindness and gentleness and fairness and honesty, um, and all of these important traits that foster community, that foster unity, that foster love, that foster safety, that foster the energies that are needed to ensure the continuity of life. And it's so important to be in these natural cycles and to honor these cycles and to understand that there's a place for the feminine and a place for the masculine. And we're not talking gender, we're talking energies, although, gender is a part of it. And it's so important to understand that this is life. These cycles are life, and all the things that they bring up for that to allow life to continuing and continue joyously, right? We need to have that gentleness and that nurturing. It's so important. And it seems so much in the world today that it's kind of just disappearing. Everybody's in survival mode, everybody's in that mode. And so important, especially right now it's spring. Let's take our minds back to that soft, gentle energy that you feel during spring. The air feels differently, it smells differently. The breeze is softer and more gentle. And take a moment and connect into that. Take a moment, connect into Mother Earth. Feel Mother Earth beneath your feet. It's so important to find this place within us. Find that sweetness, find that gentleness, find that nurturing. Because this is where life is within you, too. When we're constantly going and being and beating ourselves up and go 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 and survive survive, and I don't have time to meditate today, I don't have time, I said my prayers on Monday. I went to church on Sunday, I'm good. And it's so important to find this within us. And it also brings this energy when we connect to that, of the curiosity of a child. Children don't say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that before." Children are like, "Wow, wow!" Even things that they've seen over and over. The 20th trip to Disneyland, and a kid is still like, "Wow!" When they see Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse or something like that. It's this fresh, curious, intuitive, joyful energy. And it's so important to foster that within our lives too, because that is part of what gets us out of the box. When we get in our box and we know everything and we think we got it handled and we're doing this and it's got to be this and it's got to be this, and we get trapped in that box, we trap ourselves in that box. And it's going to be that sweetness and that innocent and that childlike curiosity that we all have within us that's going to give us the courage to kind of look over the edge of that box and to see what's out there, to see that there's more, to see that there's more to life than just this little place that we've given ourselves. And it's out there because you are more than what you have limited yourself to be. And we all are. And it doesn't matter how wide open and expanded and conscious you are, there's always more. There's always more. We're teeny tiny specks of creation in an infinite, eternal, creative energy. And it's so cool. And let's keep that curiosity going. Let's allow it to give us the courage to keep seeing everything. Let's find the divine feminine within that is life, that is nurturing, that is beauty. And so I just wanted to ask you guys, just for you to think on maybe after the show, is what box are you in? What are your boxes? And most of us have a lot of boxes. I love the video, Rev, because you had all these different boxes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I think we all have just about that many boxes that we're all trapped in, the box of your family, the box of religion, the box of, maybe your schooling background, all these different boxes that we have, being a woman, being a man, being, any of the other that are there. What box are you in? And are these boxes, are they in your mind? Are they things that you're thinking? Are they belief systems? Right? Are they things that you've trapped yourself in? And oftentimes you can tell what boxes that you're trapped in, that you've trapped yourself in. Let's admit it, we do it to ourselves, right? By the things that you're struggling with, by the things that are recurrent experiences, recurrent thoughts. I happen to be someone that wakes up in the middle of the night and thinks about something that happened 20 years ago. And like, God, I wonder why that happened and what were they thinking and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my gosh, get out of that box. Meditation helps a lot with that. It's important to identify your boxes because when you identify your box, then you realize it's a box and then you can open it up and look over that edge, right? It's important to do that. It's important to get that courage to be curious, to be alive. And spring is such a great time to do that because the energy is just pushing you to grow, to expand, to bud, to blossom. So my challenge to you guys is get out of the box. There's a box, get out of it. Try a different way. Become that budding flower instead of that boxed up mess behind Rev. And thank you so much. It's so wonderful. And don't forget to connect with Mother Earth too right now, right? There's so much beauty. I walked outside yesterday and the sun had come up, but it was still fairly early and the birds were all tweeting. And I thought about that something that Dana had said a while ago about how the birds, they when they sing, I think he said when they sing in the morning, it's a vibration. They create a frequency that tell the plants to wake up. And
Yeah.
I experienced hearing the birds singing, and they were singing for all of life to wake up. And as this beautiful sun was coming up and everything is washed with this soft golden light, and this breeze came over my skin, and it was just like kitty fur, right? It was so soft and so gentle. And it just felt like a hug from the universe. And that's the energies we're in right now. Get out there and connect with it because it's part of who you are. You have that inside you too. So thank you. Thank you for letting
Michelle,
me speak. Yes, sir.
those, amazing words, amazing energies. And before we move on, I think this quote feel good, sound good with everything that you said. And if I've used this quote before, he's an American author and professor. It's John Augustus, I think. It's either Shed or Sheed. And here's the quote, a ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what a ship is built for. End
Yep.
quote. Very, very, very powerful quote. Just like the kids anxious, wanting to experience. Get out there, get out of that harbor and get out there in the world, the ocean.
Set sail. Set sail
Yes.
for
Let's
adventures
sail.
unknown. Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool. And there's another one too. I don't remember who it's by, but it's like it's a ship doesn't sink because of the water that's around it. It sinks because you let the water in or the water gets in. And so it's important not to let the world get to you. Maintain your innocence and your sweetness and your goodness. You have that option, you have that choice. Thank you for that. That's such a great quote, Brett. What a great
It is. It is.
reminder of that. Yeah. Wow. So fun. So fun. Um, yeah, Dina, you were going to talk about, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but you were going to talk about that 13-month calendar and the Gregorian
Yeah, what
and talk about
it's interesting that 13-month calendar they from some articles that they goes back at least 6,000 years according to some places and the across the pond and in the Orient, different islands, the Mayans, the Lakota, the Lakota, the Cherokee. They all practice this 13-month
it.
cycle, and uh, that's in line with a woman's cycle, basically. You know, and if women could have spent their whole life each year in complete harmony with that 13 month month cycle, how much more related they could be from the inside out. We could notice, more the patterns better from the constellation. There's 13. The zodiac has 13. There's a lot of sacred 13s, and we say, they say that there was 13 colonies, and some say that there was 13 bloodlines. Which bloodline you think you are? They're all say, yeah. It does. Whatever you see in the mirror, like that's just the surface. What's in there? How many sacred genetics do we have in us? Um, and who knows? I just got back from going to see Dune 2 with the kids today, and one of the main characters, he finds out he's got three. There's these three elder bloodlines. Hundreds of years. They control planets and all these other things, and that's their rule. That's their job. Um, and they can use their voice to command things. And they each have different gifts. We all, they all come from different sets of stars. They come from different sets of stars. All and so when we see this human form, we don't know, like that. That's not speaking about the person's spirit. You might as well be going up and looking at somebody wearing a Halloween costume, because that's kind of it. In essence, that's what we are. We're not this temporariness. We're eternal, we're sacred, and we're here to strengthen health, to prioritize health and support it over the commercial occupation that tends to fractalize our thinking, and keeps us on a mouse on the wheel, running in circles. Where am I getting? I don't know. I'm chasing life, but it's not my life. It's this box. I was given this box. Life gave me a box, and and so good. It's good to know where that begins, because then you can take a box cutter and you can start cutting the walls and dropping the sides, and make it a platform instead of something you can't see out of. But you can build it into what you need to support you. And boxes feel good. That's their job. And at some point, like, we grow out all of them. And this that you see in the mirror, that's just it's just this temporary thing that we've consented to step into, to observe, to process, um, to monitor, to measure. We're here to measure health and support for our future generations. And there, that was the reason that the natives had 7 generations philosophy. Is whatever decisions they make today, is this going to support the next 7 generations of my people? And if you can't say yes, then the answer is no. Now, if just that one single thing, if just that one rule, like, had a capacity to influence everything at the present helm of this authorship, we could shift that. They could shift that, because that for from whatever reasons that they've got, they think that that maybe their heart doesn't belong in that box, because when we go to work every day, we have to separate our passion, our emotion, from what we do in order to do that. But when that's too separate, then things are no longer then that harmony is not there. you don't have the yin and the yang. You know, we need the sacred feminine. The sacred feminine helps us feel, and the sacred masculine gives us the strength. You know, and no matter what we see in the mirror, we got both of that. We got all that in there. No matter what the DNA pattern wants to say, our inherent sacred bloodline goes a lot farther than that, and we are more in control of our own authority, and our box is our consent. um, and for over 6,000 years, there was like people were allowed to stay on their own physical cycles in a lot of places, not everywhere. It was switched over to the 12. Some say it was for commercial reasons. They could actually get like free extra days of free work out of people if they did it in a certain way. It almost added up to like 10, 15 extra days of work out of things. And it's interesting because I mean, we're in a perpetual experiment, you know, and who consents to want for how long? That's for us to decide. That's for us to decide. But you know what? We're not making any decisions until we see, until we observe and we stop and we process. So um, that's that's the first song I want to sing. It's about seeing, stopping, processing, so that way uh, we can make that shift. And like most of these boxes that we've all been the parameters that we've accepted, that those are just, they, for whatever reasons, we consented to those. We recognize these outside boundaries, and we say, oh well, this must be a goalpost here, that like, let me throw this, there's another goalpost over here, and I'm somewhere in this. But that's not necessarily true. you know um, I used to do production for a living, and then I had a tree like hydraulically pile drive through my ankle joint, and it was really uncomfortable. It was several thousands of hydraulic direct pile drive pressure, and like and it wasn't even done with me at that point. It kept going and started spinning. So, like there was a lot of uncomfortability, and so when I get within a couple years, I find my way into lodge, into sweat lodges. I find my way out to these tree of life ceremonies, and they're some of them by their own choices they choose their sacrifices to the tree, with the tree, for their family, for their future generations' health. And they're dancing, they're spinning, and like I had to do a spin just to try and keep my foot attached. So I'm like, it's like, wow, look at this, tree goes through me, and like here these people are giving them everything they have to, I lose everything to that tree, and look at these people, they're giving everything to that tree, they're giving their most sacred possession, which is themselves. And it's baffling me. What's interesting is the Celtic calendar is the tree. It was a 13-month cycle also, and it was called the Tree of Life calendar. And when you look at the chakras, you look at the Kabbalah, you look at all these different things, you see trees. You see trees because we're related. We're our genetics are the trees. Our genetics are the trees, and there's whatever circumstance. I have circumstances that have been very expansive in the making, and this first song kind of speaks to it, because I've been going through some particular things for quite a very long time, and there's lessons to be learned from them, and it's interesting how when I first started singing this song, some stuff that was being said, like, it didn't settle in. until like a couple decades later, and it's like, oh my, like look at me, I'm singing this stuff, but I wasn't processing the lyrics. I was just going through these motions, and then when you sit and you reflect, it's like, oh my, look what I've been doing. Like I was, I mean, we create our own boxes, even in songs, like, and when we get the words wrong, like that box is even worse than it could have been, because it's like, wait a minute, what have I been, but this is a good one. I like this one. I hope it comes through in a good way. I have, this is on the spot. I have not practiced this one. But that's if we're ready for it. If we're ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rev, do you have anything you want to add to that magic that just poured forth from this amazing
No.
man?
Awesome, Dana Sparkles. Very awesome. Go for it. You cutie pie. Cosmic cutie pie.
Cosmic cutie.
All right, let me see. Can you guys hear this rattle?
Bring it up closer to the mic a bit.
Can you hear it yet?
Yep. And we can hear you too.
Neither one's really like overriding each other. Mm. 25 years in my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of road for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. Yeah. I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream on the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, yeah, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, hey, what's going on? And I try. Oh my God, did I try? I tried all the time. And this institution. And I pray. Oh my God, did I pray? I prayed every single day for a revolution, yeah. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real loud and I scream on top of my lungs, now what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, yeah, what's going on? Well, I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, yeah, what's going on? And I say, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, yeah, What's going on? Who will I say? Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I say, what's going on? Oh, 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 oh. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for destination. So we said, hey,
Hi.
hey, hey, this is what's going on. We want to do something about it. We want to do something about it. Now we're going to call in another superstar. Since we're talking outside of boxes, in that 13-month calendar, the end of the year was not December. Wasn't by New Year's either. It's actually April 1st. So April Fool's on you. April Fool's on me. How many decades did I go before I knew that April Fool's was the first day of the year? How old were you? How old? So that in mind, actually, I'm going to take us back to Christmas time, because this is actually Christmas time right now. The rebirth, the sun of all, it is what it is. The sun is God's conduit for life in this place, and we can personify it as a man. We can also personify it as the physical, sun that brings the light to this place, because they're not separate claws. As much as we'd like to separate that, there's no separation between science and spirit when it comes to honesty. And that's, authenticity is that's the place that we deserve. That's the place we deserve. We don't deserve anybody else's boxes, but we deserve to step into the authenticity of saying, hey, you know what? Okay, I got these things here, and they don't like them boxes, so I need to do something about them. So we're gonna bring in that next cat. We're gonna bring in the Son of God here, and we're gonna exercise some of His authority over our lives, because that's where it belongs. I grew up Lutheran, going to church. My favorite time going to church and getting out was always in springtime. You got the sacred stained glass. You got the sacred stuff coming up. You weren't all bundled up, freezing cold anymore. You were going outside, like you didn't have to have a shirt. Your jacket the sun was just flowing through you. It's the fertility of, that makes it all possible. So we're gonna sing a Jesus song now. We're gonna sing a Jesus song, because there's a lot of energy. Jesus had a lot of amazing things to say, whether they were physical or metaphorical. Anybody can interpret it any way they want. But what must be understood is there's a lot of significant energy attached, and our consent is the beginning and ending of any manufacturing that occurs. We are that authority, and that spirit, the Spirit of God, is within us. So we've been put here with these humble. We've had to forget how sacred we are. But you know what? It ain't staying that way, because we, in order for us to see what we need to see and to say, what we see, we have to step into that sacred authority. So we do the best with what we can. So I'm gonna sing a Jesus support song, Little Drummer Boy. Uh, and we do what we can in the moments we can for the right reasons, and you know what? We will be honored by Spirit. It will give us what it needs, not as we demand it, but as it's prepared, as our life has designed for us to receive. We have consented to some things, and the more open we are to consent to things that are outside of them, the painful boxes, like the more opportunity they have. So we're going to use our voice as an authority. So since this is a Christmas song, you hear the sleigh hoofs yet? Santa's coming to bring some gifts. Come, they told me, bum, a newborn king to see, bum. Yeah, finest gifts to bring, bum. To lay before the king, bum. So to honor him, when he comes. Little baby, I am a poor boy too, I have no gift to bring, too fit to give a king, shall I play for you, hold my drum. Shall I play for you? And shall I play for you? And Mary looked at me and I did. Oh, those eyes of lamb kept time. Hey, I play my drum for him. Yeah, I play my bass for Christ. Yeah, I play my bass for Christ. Oh, yeah. Name. He smiled at me. The gifts have been delivered.
Oh my gosh. Mm.
Thank you, Rev. that was the
Wow.
perfect. That was the perfect end to that jangle.
Oh man, I was in it.
It was the wifey that brought him in just now.
Really?
She's so good.
She's a heck backstage worker for sure, making sets and everything else.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
amazing. She deserves a raise.
We'll give her a raise. I'm putting her on the list right now.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
so this came. That was amazing. It was amazing, Sparkles. But all your energies, all of our energies, I brought this quote up from, he's a Canadian author and journalist, Malcolm Gladwell, and he writes, quote, if everyone has to think outside the box, maybe it's the box that needs fixing. End quote. All right. What's causing the
Absolutely.
boxes to be created? And you talked about getting the knife, cutting the sides out, making it as a platform. We can use it to burn, to cleanse with, so we don't have any boxes. But Dana, that was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's how when I get on the voice. It's I'm not that talented as far as keeping coordination of multi things. It's my voice wants to go everywhere. I got to follow it, and everything else just kind of falls off to the side. And it'll get back there, and when it can, and if it, but I'm not I don't. This is not a commercial enterprise. This is a personal, passionate, spiritual, on the spot production, unperformed. So that's you guys deserve that, and I'm just strong enough to be vulnerable for that.
And it's beautiful. It's just direct from spirit. We don't we get together and we talk about the show, but we don't rehearse anything. We
No.
talk about what we're going to do and where we're going to go, and then we let spirit come through, and that's why it's so. Oh, I still want to cry, Dana. That was so beautiful.
It was.
It was just so good,
I,
and I
I
know
have to add.
everybody's really feeling it.
I have to add, and some of the people out there I know already know this. I have this amazing relationship with Mother Mary that I'm blessed with. But when I was out at Sundance, uh, it was very, very, we went out days early with Uncle Dave and Aunt Angie to prepare everything, which is very sacred to do. We went out like 4 days early, 3 days early. And that's the day, that trip, and working my tail off to honor all those who would be dancing and all who they're dancing for, and for the drum and for the creator, for the earth. That's where I got the name Ned. It wasn't an Indian name blessing. It was just a bunch of friends from Ohio and the Michigan clan also that gave me that name. But with the chronic Lyme disease, a few years later, Uncle Dave was attached to that tree that Dana talked about so well. And who appeared above that tree when he was praying for me was Mother Mary. It was very, very, very powerful. And it's amazing what there is beyond the box. Because some people say, no, that can't happen. Oh, and they can't. No, there's wonder, there's miracles. The Creator just multiplies, magnifies, expands within us and beyond us. And it's amazing. Dana, I'm still touched by that.
Thank you,
You
sir.
should get on that show Bridgewalkers and do something,
I'm waiting to get asked on. I'm still waiting. I
We're still
appreciate
doing
that.
the interview process.
Thank you.
Wow. Gentlemen, as always, it's such a blessing to sit here with you and be a part of this wonderful Bridgewalkers show that we're so blessed. And thank you everybody for being here. And let's just take all of this beauty that we got to experience today, and let's just take a nice deep breath and close our eyes together and just feel our hearts gathered as one. Feel that unity, feel that presence of our eternity where we are all one. And you can just feel that in your breath as you breathe in, you feel that unity, you breathe in that unity. As you breathe out, you feel our hearts touch and gather together. And as you breathe in, you feel that love. And as you breathe out, you feel our love, our unity, this consciousness that we gather here begin to flow out to all of life on this planet. And we just infuse all of life with this beautiful energy that we're so blessed to feel here today together. This pure love, this freedom, this courage, this curiosity. And we recognize within ourselves that divine that is within, that is the creator and the creation. And we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this experience together, knowing that it is not a momentary thing, but it is something that is in that eternal flow of pure love. We can connect to it anytime because it's always within. And so, beloved ones, we thank you so much for joining here with us as we each take one more nice deep breath, breathing in. We take this love we experience here today and we hold it inside ourselves. And as we release our breath, we just say, I am that I am, sacred and holy and pure. Now I invite each of you to go out into the world and be curious. Be curious. Be curious about everything. Go out there and look at something you've seen 100 times and just go, wow, and see what happens. So many blessings to each of you. We will see you next month on Bridgewalkers.
Thank you all. Love you.
Toodles.
Yay.